Welcome to the Eagle Hour. I'm Karaya, and I'm here with Zora, Loretta, and David from Rocky Mount. On this episode, we will be talking about copperheads, also known as the danger noodle. Let's go beyond the facts and immerse ourselves in the world of the copperhead snake.
It's a bit hard to do much research on the copperhead during the winter, but thanks to the internet as well as stories from some of our hosts, we can still learn about this elusive critter.
I can see where you're coming from, but the weather has been so different every day, and it's really hard for the copperhead to know when to go into hibernation. Unlike their larger, more versatile predator snakes, can't find food during the winter. Instead of starving, snakes go into a deep sleep, conserving energy.
When you think of copperheads, you think of an aggressive animal that attacks on first sight. In reality, these snakes are much more than we perceive. They seem like hostile beasts, but they aren't what we have made them out to be. They are actually on the less hostile side of the predator pyramid.
There are two species of venomous snakes in our area of Virginia, with copperheads being one of them. Copperhead bites have caused many hospitalizations in the last few years, but with deeper understanding of these snakes, we can avoid these dangerous encounters that could lead to pretty bad snake bites and could land you in the hospital.
When you encounter a copperhead, you must stay calm. Like many animals, they can smell fear. They can smell it because of pheromones we emit when we're afraid.
Don't bother the copperhead because they are not afraid of protecting themselves. Whatever you do, don't make any fast or sudden movements that could frighten the copperhead.
Just gently back away from the copperhead and tell someone about it so that they can avoid the same situation.
If you get bitten, tell someone and seek help.
As humans, the copperhead has a daily routine. Let's delve into the world of the copperhead and get an inside look on how the copperhead spends his day. The sun rises, spreading warmth to all corners of the meadows. Cold-blooded animals rouse slowly, and the sun warming their muscles.
The copperhead sluggishly slithers out from under its rock, hungry and cold. All sorts of creatures are out and about, but none nearly as dangerous and sly as the copperhead.
All snakes are what scientists call cold-blooded, which means they can't produce their own body heat. Without their muscles warmed up, they can't hunt or do anything.
The copperhead crawls on top of a rock to absorb the rays of the sun. As its muscles warm, its senses sharpen. Diagonal in a hollow form, a tasty-smelling mouth stirs by the creek. Another copperhead smells the wind with its forked tongue.
Spiderwebs glisten in the brown grass, and copperhead leaves the rock. One of its adaptations is spotted brown scales, meant to match the trees and the grass of the brush land where it lives.
These distinct markings make it hard for both prey and humans to see the snake. Depending on where the snake lives, the pattern may vary. Snakes that live in grassy areas may have less contrasting shapes and colors, while ones that live in bushy, wooded areas might have more. Back to our hungry snake.
This particular danger noodle is on a mission. Food. There are so many options. It could go down to a creek and eat a fat frog. It could go upwind where it smells a den of baby rabbits.
With a fast and effective ambush hunting style, it can kill an animal and not have to eat again for another month. These snakes can survive on 10 to 12 meals per year.
It decides to go after the rabbits. Most days it doesn't need to eat, but a feast awaits it. The scent grows stronger, and the copperhead spots the mother rabbit, running away through the tall grass.
The copperhead slithers up to the burrow. It can hear the baby rabbits inside, breathing. The next time one pokes its nose through the opening of the burrow, the snake will seize its opportunity. It's patient, and it waits till evening before its first opportunity comes. A twitching nose emerges.
It strikes. The rabbit squeals and is stunned. These snakes hunt by ambush, where they stun their prey with a small amount of venom. After stunning it, they kill it with a lethal amount of venom and eat it whole. Snakes can unhinge their jaws for larger meals.
As our snake administers the lethal dose of venom, the rabbit stills and the snake begins to eat it.
It goes down slow, but now the snake is full. It slithers back to its burrow.
And that is the daily routine of a copperhead. We have a few personal stories about encounters with the danger noodle that may make you think twice again about the next time you see a copperhead.
I was young, about 6 years old. I was playing with my dog outside in an enclosed dog pen. My dog had a dog house in the pen, which was leaning against the house. I had been playing right next to the dog house, and unbeknownst to me, a danger noodle was right next to me. I had been playing with my dog, but he moved me and kept barking. I didn't see anything until the danger noodle struck my dog, but my dog was too fast for the snake. I screamed at the top of my lungs, "Snake!" My stepdad came out and shot the danger noodle. He told me it takes 2 bullets to kill a snake, one to kill it and one for fun.
Growing up, I would spend the entire day at my grandparents' house during the summer. Their next door neighbors have these kids who are a couple years younger than us, but we were all close in age. So one morning I was at my grandparents' house, and the kids come over, and we're having a good time. We ate breakfast, we splashed in the pool, and we were just like having a good time. So we're in the pool, and the danger noodle itself fall from the tree that was hanging over the pool. So I looked beside me and saw this brown-like figure come slithering beside me. I'm freaking out. The kids are freaking out, and at this point, the snake is probably freaking out. So I jumped out the pool, and I wasn't looking back for no one or nothing. A few minutes later, we all gathered back together, and we're talking about taking back our pool. We grabbed hammers, pickaxes, brooms, rakes, and a pool net, of course. We were ready for war. So fast forward into the future, after sitting behind the car for 30 minutes waiting to ambush the snake, we come to find the snake had drowned. So we felt bad, but we ended up burying it. But like I said, there was some wild times back in my day.
Snakes have adapted.
A few summers ago, I went camping with one of my brother's Cub Scout troops. We were camping on an island in Smith Mountain Lake called Christmas Tree Island. It was a pretty small island, and the Cub Scouts got one side of it and the Boy Scouts got the other. So me and some boys went to check out this old concrete structure in the middle of the island, and it was getting dark. And one of them shouted "snake," and so we all freaked out. And over comes this Boy Scout, and he pulls this copperhead out of the bush. All of us started screaming. He made quick work of killing it. He let us know that he wasn't killing it just for fun, but to keep us protected. The night went on, and we found multiple copperheads, all of varying sizes. Some were small, some were big. All of them were killed, obviously, because there are a bunch of people on the island with them. So why do you think there were so many copperheads on this one island? And how are they all surviving?
Maybe there was one or two on the mountain when the lake flooded the dam, and they reproduced wildly with no predators to put in a dent in the population.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's so true. So we've got one more for y'all. So there's this myth about a guy in 2006 who traveled from England to Virginia, and he was visiting a college professor, and he said that the professor lived in a very wooded area where the danger noodle thrives the best. So he went to visit him and saw the professor on the ground in his garden, unconscious. So when he went over to see him, he saw like fang-like puncture wounds on his wrist. So this guy decided that he wanted to suck on the wound to take the venom out. But apparently, people think that either he was ate by like the snake or he just died from inhaling the venom. But no one knows what happened to this guy. But the myth still lives on, and nobody knows if it's true or not.
Those were some great stories. I probably would have done the same.
Over the years, the copperhead has evolved. A copperhead's lifespan is around 18 years. So 100 years ago, the copperhead would have been the size of a 12-inch ruler by the time it dies.
Today, copperheads would be 6 feet long at the most by the time it dies. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening to the Eagle Hour. Stay cool, stay safe, and stay warm this winter. Keep the good vibes going. Bye.